So I actually made a Noble Knight deck profile a couple weeks ago now, before the ban list, but I decided to unlist the video, make it not public anymore, just because I felt the camera quality just wasn't up to the standard that I want to set. Even with my limited equipment, my videos are still shit. Conveniently, the ban list dropped, and that gives me a good chance to give you the updated best Noble Knight deck profile for the October 2020 format. Whatever the fuck October format means, months aren't formats. While the bans of Jet Synchron and Olan didn't exactly stop Infernoble Knights from being able to do their full combos with Smoke Grenade, Borreled Savage Herald, and all this other crap, it made the combos quite awkward and led to a lot of players doing a lot of experimentation with Cold Wing and Warlubin. I did none of this. Instead, I'm still playing a hybrid version of Noble Knights, which combines the combo ability of Infernoble Knights, the Nibiru protection of Gearfried, and the ability to summon a Mega Chinned Chad off Unexpected Die. Who doesn't want that? I'm still playing with the original Noble Knight cards. Now, I'm not going to go into details about the pros and cons of playing the old Noble Knights over just playing a pure Infernoble Knight deck, because that would take too much time. However, what I will do is put a link to the Noble Knight Discord in the description if you are curious and you want to find out more and find out why some people do like playing the old Noble Knights. Join the Discord. There's chat rooms for pure Infernoble Knights, any other variant, and hybrid builds, including the old Knights. There's a lot of really friendly people in there. Feel free to join. Let me know in the comments if you do decide to join, that'd be really cool. So yeah, check out the link in the description. Also, the dueling book deck that I played, this exact card for card list, will be in the description, a dueling book download for you to check out if you don't want to watch through the entire video. However, as I said before, if you are curious about anything you see in the list, watch the video. Hopefully I'll explain it, and hopefully you'll get a better understanding for the deck if you are confused. Alright, so onto the actual deck profile. I just want to quickly mention my matchups. I beat Orcust, I beat Salad, I beat Striker, and then I lost to Dino in the finals because he opened Ash Nibiru Pancratops Oviraptor Game 3. Like, I was destined to lose that. So starting off with 3 Gearfried, obviously. It's the boss monster of the deck, we want to see it. I cut down from 3 to 2 Ogier. You effectively run at least 8 copies of it, 9 copies of it with the rotors in the deck. I wanted to cut down on the amount of normal summons I have, and so as much as I want, in the future I'd bring it back up to 3, but I felt like I wanted to try out 2 Ogier instead of 3. 3 Renard is the best Infernoble Knight monster, in my opinion. 3 Olivier, the best tuner to have in hand to extend if your Isolde gets negated. 1 Astolfo, so I cut down from 3. 3 is kind of the standard. I might cut the 2 others to try something else in the deck, which I'll get to later. Ideally, I would rather play 3 of this card, and I mean, that will seem weird to most of you, but like, there are reasons. I'm not going to go into them now, but yeah, I would prefer to play 3 Astolfo in this 60 card list. The 1 Morgus, the battle protection rarely comes up, but mainly the recycle effect is his main utility. 3 Madrot, so Madrot is like the best normal summon in the deck. He has to be your first like play, because in order for it to use his effect, you have to control no other monsters. But yeah, Madrot like just opens up so many different lines of play that something like a Neospace Connector or a Sublimation Knight just don't give you. Those cards simply get you to Isolde. Sure, Neospace Connector gets you a hand rip, but like Madrot gives you like 5 or 6 different lines of play that you can take depending on your hand, depending on what hand traps you want to play around. It's really, really nice. And if I create a combo video, a lot of combos I'll show start with Madrot. 2 Boars. Boars is another starter. Again, cut him from 3 to 2, simply to put in extenders instead of starters, so that I don't brick on normal summons. He's Power Tool Dragon for Noble Arms cards. 3 Gawain. So Gawain is a generic extender. It can summon itself if you control a light normal monster. Boars and Madrot are treated as light normal monsters while on the board, and they're not equipped with anything. And also Linkross tokens are light normal, Nibiru tokens are light normal. It also works really well with Unexpected Die. Lets you make a rank 4 without using your normal summon and threat your opponent's board really effectively. 1 Custonin. So Custonin is really cool. he could special summon himself for free if you control a Noble Arms card, like Durendal. However, if you use him as material for a Noble Knight Xyz, Link, or Synchro monster, he locks you into Noble Knights for the turn, but gives you an additional normal summon. I've cut him to 1 because you do need him for some combo paths. You need 1 in deck, but ideally I don't want to draw him, especially not going first. Come on, brothers. The standard hybrid build used to play 2 so that you could recycle one with the other and have an infinite recycling engine, but that never came up. Games end far too quickly, so just playing 1, especially cutting the ability to cut down on another normal summon or another brick in your hand that isn't an extender was really good. 1 Bedwear. So Bedwear is really cool going second. You're not going to play more than 1 because he's not a starter and he's not an extender. He's just a utility piece, but basically he pops a card on the field when he becomes equipped with something. He works really well with Haute Claire, that I'll get to later on. Our unexpected die target. I have normal summoned him once. I'm not proud of it. 3 5-Flint Lady. So I'm playing 60 cards, so I think 3, I can afford to play 3. It's just like the best generic extender. Works with any normal summon in the deck. This card like lets me play a higher normal summon count, like if I would bump up to 3 Ogier, because this card effectively is double summon as well. So this is what I cut. Well, this is what I cut, among other things like the Astolfos for. So this is just like a tuner extender. If your Assault gets negated, you could summon this and make Needle Fiber, or if you have this, you don't need to summon a tuner off Assault, so you can summon other things. It was the worst card in my deck. I'm going to try it once more at one more event, but man, it fucking sucked. There were so many hands that I bricked that would not be bricks if this was a Noble Knight card specifically. So, an Astolfo that I could normal summon. But yeah, it was rough. Like, I get the theory behind it. It also like makes Herald in some specific hands, but like, oh man, it's just so rough. It not being able to, you can't use it to make Isolde, and it's not a Noble Knight monster, and it's not searchable. So it's a really weird card. Though if I do cut it, I'll keep 1 in the deck for a combo that, again, I'll show you in the combo video. So this is our new Needle Fiber engine. So we had to cut O-Line from the deck, which, you know, it sucks. This has always been the suboptimal engine, but the Rose Dragon path has existed in the hybrid build for months now. Some people have favored it because it opens up more extra deck spaces, but it requires extra bricks in the main deck, and up until now, we didn't really need the extra deck spaces. I don't know, I like it, and I'll explain how this works in the combo video, but it should be fairly intuitive. That's it for the monsters. A lot of monsters in a 60 card deck. Anyway, on for spells. 3 Rhoda, 4 Rhoda. There was a game where I was playing a Sky Striker where he had Mystic Mine up. It was a 40-minute game 1, and I forgot this could add from grave back to hand, which kind of made me forget that I could out it the Mystic Mine a lot easier. Instead, we just kind of stalled until he tried to push, and then he didn't kill me, so I was able to kill him. 3 unexpected die. 3 glory to search our Durendal, or any other equip we need. 3 Durendal to search our entire deck. The ones you'll use, we're playing a lot of equip spells, so I'll just go through them real quick. Haute Claire pops monsters and gives 2 attacks. Arf pops spells or traps. Destiny protects from destruction. Excalibur protects from targeting. Gallatin gives 1000 attack. Caliban gives 500 attack and lets you gain life. Clarent lets you attack directly. There's a cheesy OTK with these, where you can give a guy 1000 attack. It can attack directly and it can attack twice. On Charles, this is 4k, direct twice. I gamed the Sky Striker player because I had already done 2000 damage, and I summoned a rank 4 Autorgus and equipped all these 3 from grave to attack twice for 3k. And that was game. Now the other generic equip spells. So Smoke Grenade is the problem. Like, this card needs to be banned. Like, I love experimenting with this card so much, and I have so many ideas for this card, but it's broken. It needs to go. Phoenix Blade has always been pretty problematic, just being able to loop it. And then Living Fossil. Another thing I'd consider is DDR, but like, I don't know. I'll probably try it by replacing the Excalibur with it. But yeah, DDR is really cool with the Phoenix Blade. Then for the traps, we've just got a Shade Brigandine, just as the generic extender, and 2 Until Noble Arms Anita once again. This is just emergency teleport for the deck while it's in the grave, and Pot of Duality if it's on the field. Like, the trap is really, really cool. You can mill it with Ogier or Boars. It lets you survive through Nibiru, and it lets you just live and see another turn. Now that you could summon like Ogier and Renald off it, you could trigger their effects on summon. It's like really cool. So the extra deck is weird. There's things I don't like in here. So for the links, we've got 2 Isold, Linkross, and Needlefiber. You don't need 3 Isold, I don't think. Especially with Brothers in this deck, you can recycle it. But Linkross and Needlefiber are just for the combo. I really missed a Link 4, like an access code talker or something like that would have been really useful. Just to like clear the Dino's board, like when we went into a bit of a grind game. On for Synchros. Herald. So like this is, I never summoned this. This was like the worst card in my extra deck. This was just a dead card. 2 Roland. So we're playing 2 because we end with Needlefiber on the board. So on our opponent's turn, we can tag out the Needlefiber, and if we don't have any extenders to like synchro on the opponent's turn, we could just summon a Roland and get an extra search for our follow-up turn. 1 High Lonsolon. He's obviously insane. So Shooting Riser is our other Needlefiber target, because depending on what we have, if we have a level 1, we could summon Borrowload Savage. If you have a level 4, you could summon Shooting Riser and send an Arborea, or any other level 3 warrior to make him level 4, and then use him in the 4 to make Borrowload Savage. But we also play Trishula. So Trishula is kind of our contingency. So if our Needlefiber gets negated, we can't really put up like a Herald before we make Needlefiber anymore. Thanks, Banlist. But we tag out our Needlefiber into Shooting Riser, and we use Shooting Riser as level 7 and the 2 tokens from Linkross to make a Trishula on our opponent's turn, and hopefully that's enough. Also, like, just the fact that this deck plays a lot of level 4s and level 1 tuners, like, there are game states where you can make Trishula. And then 1 Charles, obviously. Okay, so I'm playing one of each of the Xyz monsters. These cards are really, really strong. Being able to bounce multiple cards, destroy multiple back row, and pop monsters and float, like, is just so strong. Being able to make this and force disruptions is like really cool, because when he dies, you rank up into this guy and pop a monster. These cards are so good, especially these 2 now that they can equip like Durendal from the grave. So you could just equip Rota from the grave to them to get extra searches, Joyeuse to get cards back, in addition to like giving them attack and stuff like that. But yeah, these cards are really, really strong. I would not play a Noble Knight deck without them, partially because I'm just a fan of the archetype in general and have played it for a while. Anyway, that's it for the deck. I'm not going to go through the side deck, though the side deck will be in the Dueling Book deck in the description in case you want to see it. I'm not going to show side decks on deck profiles anymore, simply because they change from week to week, they change from format to format. And yeah, so I don't think it's all that important, but again, it will be in the Dueling Book deck in the description below for you guys to check out if for whatever reason you decide you want my side deck. Just keep in mind there's a lot of Orcust and Dinos at my locals. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you liked it. Leave me a comment if you're excited for the combo tutorial, and any other decks you want me to maybe have a look at. Alright, peace.